All right, so this video is just going to kind of help you go through your big ideas assignment. I just kind of want to review some of this. Some of this we haven't done in a while. So I want to make sure that you're able to do them. So we'll do one problem together, or I'll do like an example problem that's similar to it, and then I'll have you try the next ones on your own. So we want to tell whether 0, 4 is a solution of y equals 4x. Remember, an ordered pair is x comma y. Okay, so our 0 is our x, our 4 is our y. And what we're going to do is we're just going to plug those numbers in where those letters are. So we have y equals 4, and remember that's 4 times x. And instead of my x, I'm now going to put a 0. I'm going to copy everything else. And instead of my y, I'm going to put a 4. Okay, then I'm just going to solve out the math. So I have 4 times 0. 4 times 0 is 0. Does 0 equal 4? No. So our answer would be no for that. So just remember it goes x and then y. You're plugging your x in for your x. Remember there's a times in there. And your y number in for your y. And then seeing if that equation is true. For example, if we got like 4 equals 4, our answer would be yes. All right, so that's the first kinds of problems for 7, 8, and for 6, 7, and 8. Second type of problem is going to be identifying the independent and dependent variables. Remember, the dependent variable depends on the independent variable. So the equation is talking about area and the width. Okay, you're going to think which one depends on the other one. Well, in this case, think about like we have a rectangle. We have a height of 5. Okay. The area of this rectangle is going to depend on, however wide this rectangle is. Okay. So our dependent variable in this situation would be the area, which we would just put in for A. And our independent variable is our W, our width. Make sure that you're using those exact letters that they give you. If it's capital, make sure you put it in capital. If it's lowercase, make sure you put it in lowercase. Number 16 will be very similar. I want you to try that one on your own. Number 17, we're given an equation and we're given a number that we're going to plug in. So I'm going to do an example similar to it because you only have one of these. So I'm going to say the equation b equals 500, let's just do like 900 minus 40m. Okay, so the equation 900 minus 40m gives the balance b in dollars that you owe on a drum set after m monthly payments. So this is our balance we owe. This is how many monthly payments we have given. All right, and they want to know what is the balance, so we don't know the balance, after 9 monthly payments. So we know that there's going to be 9 monthly payments. So we're trying to find what is the balance, basically, when m equals 9. Okay, so we're going to be doing 40. Remember, that's a times 9. Now, when we solve equations like this, we have to do order of operations, meaning we have to do this multiplication before we do subtraction. We cannot do 900 minus 40 and then multiply that answer by 9. That will give us the wrong answer. So we will take 9 times 4, which is 36, times 10, or that 0 is 360. So we'd have 900 minus 360. So we would do that math. And we would get $540. Now this is not the answer to this problem because remember I changed the equation, but that's just an example of how you would set this problem up. Exercise 22. We can do the first one together. I want you to do the second one on your own. A cheese pizza costs $5. Additional toppings cost $1.50 each. Write and graph an equation in 2 variables that represents the cost of a pizza. Let T represent the number of toppings and C represent the number of the total cost. So we are not going to be using X and Y. Okay, the equation is C equals, so that means C is our Y, because the cost is going to depend on how many toppings we get. So, and then instead of an X, we're going to put a T for toppings. All right, so we have $5 that we're going to pay. So if we get 0 toppings, we're going to pay $5. I always like to set up a table. It just helps me out. 0 toppings. So what's toppings cost? That's our X, that's our Y. 0 toppings, we still have to pay $5 for the pizza. 1 topping, we pay $5 for the pizza plus $1.50, so we're going to be paying $6.50. 2 toppings, we're going to be paying $5 for the pizza plus $1.50 times 2, because we're going to need 2 toppings, so that'd be $3. So 5 plus 3 is $8. Then we're going to get 3 toppings. We're going to get $5 for the pizza plus $1.50. You're going to see we're just adding $1.50 for an additional topping each time. So that would be $9.50 for toppings. And I'm not sure how many points they're going to make you graph, if they make you go all the way to 8 or not. You could just keep building this table to 8. I'm going to stop at 3 because I'm thinking that they're only going to make you graph a couple until you get a line. Okay. So our equation, what are we doing to our toppings to get our cost? Well, we are multiplying the number of toppings we get by the cost for each topping. So we're taking C equals $1.50 times the number of toppings we get, which is T, a lowercase t. And then we have to add what we're paying for that pizza no matter how many toppings we get. So it'd be C, the cost equals $1.50 times the number of toppings plus 5. Okay, if we did y and x, which it's going to mark it wrong if you put in y and x, it would be y equals 150 times x plus, or $1.50 times x plus 5, but then we need to substitute in that c and that t, because the big idea is we'll mark it wrong if you put in a y and an x, because they told you what letters to use. All right, so now we're just going to graph this line. We go over to 1, go up to 6.5, go over to 2, go up to 8. I believe at this point it will already have created a line for you. If not, keep graphing. 3, 9.50, and you could continue this table all the way down to 8 or until you run out of space. But at some point you should have a line here that would have graphed. Again, I want you to try exercise number 23 on your own, so we're not going to go through that. Last but not least, we have exercise 39. It's talking about connecting these dots for a line and then creating an equation. So we're going to kind of talk through this together. And I'm not going to tell you the answer, but I'm just going to kind of like read it to you and ask you some questions. So these points right here, we're talking about the cost of buying tickets to a baseball game. So should the points be connected with a line to show all the solutions? Okay, I have taught you that yes, it should be connected into a line to show all of the solutions. But now let's think back to the meaning of this problem. We are buying baseball tickets. So remember I said with like time, you could like run for an hour and a half. You could, what was another example we did? Where there could have been a half. Like for money, it could be like $1.50. So there could be half situations, but think, can you buy half of a baseball ticket? Could you buy 1.5 baseball tickets? Okay, so just think about that when you're answering this part A. Okay, and if you would need to absolutely draw that line. In my class, yes, you should always draw that line, but in sense to the problem, would you need that line to show all the other solutions for those decimals? Part B, we're writing that equation. My suggestion to you, again, I'm just going to set you up, is to make a table. We have tickets is our X, dollars is our Y. And I would go through and pull out those points. So for 1 ticket was $10, 2 tickets was $20, 3 tickets was $30. Now remember, we want to use the letters that they give us. So tickets is going to be N, number of tickets, and dollars is going to be cost. So make sure that we don't use X and Y. We use N and C. If you need to first write it in X and Y, and then change them to an N and a C, that's fine, but big ideas will mark it wrong if you have Y equals blah, blah, blah. Also notice they already have C equals, so you don't need to type into the box C equals, you just need to type in what comes after that equal sign. And that is it for big ideas 7.4.